Hello students, welcome back to the Social Scholar with मुस्कान मैम। आज हम क्लास 11 पॉलिटिकल साइंस एनसीईआरटी के एक बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट और इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक पर डिस्कशन करेंगे, फेडरलिज्म यानी संघवाद। इस चैप्टर में हम समझेंगे कि कैसे एक देश में पावर को डिवाइड किया जाता है। सो व्हाट आर वी गोइंग टू लर्न टुडे? हमारे लर्निंग ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हैं टू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ फेडरलिज्म, to analyze the features of federal government, to compare unitary versus federal systems, to study Indian federalism in detail, including its unique characteristics, and finally to examine central-state relations and the challenges they face. ये सब सुनने में शायद मुश्किल लग रहा होगा, but we will break it down into easy to understand chunks. What is federalism? Federalism is a system of government in which power is divided between a central authority and various constituent units of the country. इसका मतलब है पावर एक ही हाथ में नहीं होती बल्कि डिफरेंट लेवल्स की गवर्नमेंट के बीच डिवाइड होती है। जैसे एक बड़े घर में पेरेंट्स और बच्चे दोनों के बीच घर के सारे काम बंट जाते हैं, वैसे ही एक देश में पावर गवर्नमेंट के अलग अलग लेवल्स में डिवाइड हो जाती है। इट्स ऑल अबाउट शेयर्ड गवर्नेंस। की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स इंक्लूड्स, फेडरलिज्म की कुछ मेन पहचान या की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स हैं, जैसे डुअल गवर्नमेंट। इसमें दो लेवल्स की सरकारें होती हैं, एक सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट जैसे हमारी भारत सरकार या यूनियन गवर्नमेंट, और दूसरी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स जैसे कि राजस्थान की गवर्नमेंट या तमिलनाडु की गवर्नमेंट। Constitutional division includes powers are clearly divided by the constitution itself. जो हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है वो साफ साफ बता देता है कि किस लेवल की सरकार के पास कौन सी पावर्स होंगी, जिससे कंफ्यूजन ना हो। नेक्स्ट, कोऑर्डिनेट स्टेटस। बोथ गवर्नमेंट्स आर सुप्रीम इन देयर ओन स्फीयर्स। दोनों गवर्नमेंट्स अपने अपने एरिया ऑफ ऑपरेशन में सबसे ऊपर हैं, कोई किसी के नीचे काम नहीं करता। दे कोऑर्डिनेट बट आर इंडिपेंडेंट इन देयर डिफाइंड रोल्स। रिटन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इंक्लूड्स अ क्लियर डिवीजन ऑफ पावर्स इज डॉक्यूमेंटेड। फेडरल सिस्टम्स में हमेशा एक रिटन संविधान, रिटन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन होता है ताकि पावर शेयरिंग का रूल क्लियर हो। Let's elaborate on the features of a federal government. Two or more levels of government. As we discussed, there's a central government for the entire country, for example USA's federal government, and regional or state governments for specific regions, for example California state government. Constitutional division of power includes powers are clearly divided between these different levels through the constitution itself. एग्जाम्पल के लिए डिफेंस और फॉरेन अफेयर्स जैसे बड़े विषय सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट्स के पास होते हैं, जबकि पुलिस और एग्रीकल्चर जैसे टॉपिक्स स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के पास होते हैं। कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल गारंटी, द एग्जिस्टेंस एंड अथॉरिटी ऑफ ईच लेवल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट एंड कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली गारंटेड। कोई भी एक लेवल दूसरे लेवल की पावर्स को यूनिलैटरली चेंज नहीं कर सकता, इससे हर लेवल की ऑटोनॉमी प्रोटेक्ट होती है। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, इंडिपेंडेंट जुडिशरी। द सुप्रीम कोर्ट एक्ट्स एज एन यूनिफायर इन डिस्प्यूट्स बिटवीन डिफरेंट लेवल्स ऑफ गवर्नमेंट। अगर सेंट्रल और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स के बीच कोई भी डिस्प्यूट हो जाता है पावर शेयरिंग को लेकर, तो जुडिशरी स्पेशली सुप्रीम कोर्ट उसको सॉल्व करती है। ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजंस को अपहोल्ड करती है। Bicameral legislature. A federal system usually has two houses, one representing the people based on population and another representing the states, equal representation for states. इंडिया में हमारे पास लोकसभा है जो लोगों को रिप्रेजेंट करती है और राज्यसभा है जो स्टेट्स को रिप्रेजेंट करती है। अब एक क्विक कंपैरिजन करते हैं बिटवीन यूनिटरी एंड फेडरल गवर्नमेंट्स। ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है डिफरेंस समझने के लिए। यूनिटरी गवर्नमेंट्स इंक्लूड्स ऑल पावर्स विद सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट। नेक्स्ट, सिंगल लेवल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट इज एट सिंगल लेवल। कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कैन बी रिटन और अनरिटन, एंड सब यूनिट्स इंक्लूड्स सबऑर्डिनेट टू सेंटर। एग्जाम्पल्स यूके, फ्रांस, जापान, and it is more flexible. Then Federal government includes powers divided between levels and at multiple levels. It must be written and it coordinates with center. Example includes India, USA, Canada, and it is considered as less flexible. फेडरेशंस दो तरह की होती हैं डिपेंडिंग ऑन हाउ दे आर फॉर्म्ड. टाइप्स ऑफ फेडरेशंस: कमिंग टुगेदर फेडरेशन एंड होल्डिंग टुगेदर फेडरेशंस. फर्स्ट, कमिंग टुगेदर फेडरेशन. फॉर्मेशन: independent states come together voluntarily to form a bigger unit. Imagine several small countries deciding to join hands to form a larger, more secure country. They pool their sovereignty and identity. Power balance: in such federations, states usually have more power than the central government because they are the original units. They retain significant autonomy. For example, the USA, Switzerland, and Australia. In the USA, each state had its own identity before joining the union and they retain considerable power. Second, holding together federation. Formation includes a large country decides to divide its power between the center and its constituent states to accommodate its internal diversity. This is a top-down approach where a large single entity decides to share power. Power balance includes here the central government is usually more powerful. This is often done to maintain unity in a diverse nation. For example, India, Spain and Belgium. India is a classic example. हमारे देश में इतनी भाषाएं हैं, इतने कल्चर्स हैं, इतनी एंड इन सबको साथ रखने के लिए एक स्ट्रॉन्ग सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के साथ स्टेट को भी पावर्स दी गई हैं. लेट्स डेल्व इनटू इंडियन फेडरलिज्म. इंडिया का अपना एक यूनिक फेडरल सिस्टम है. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजंस. आर्टिकल 1, इंडिया इज डिस्क्राइब्ड एज अ यूनियन ऑफ स्टेट्स. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. इसका मतलब है कि इंडिया में स्टेट्स को यूनियन से अलग होने का अधिकार नहीं है. दे कैन नॉट सेपरेट. They are an integral part of the union. 3 list. The Indian Constitution provides for a clear division of powers through 3 lists in the 7th schedule. Union list, which contains subjects of national importance like defense, foreign affairs, banking, currency, communications and railways. There are 97 subjects on which only the Union Parliament can legislate. Next, state list, which contains subjects of local and state importance like police, irrigation, agriculture, land, revenue, public health and local government. There are 66 subjects on which generally only the state legislatures can legislate. Concurrent list, which contains subjects of common interest to both the union and the states like education, forest, trade unions, marriage and divorce and adoption. There are 47 subjects. Residuary powers, any subjects not mentioned in these lists known as residuary powers lie with the union government. Now, India's federalism has some very special characteristics that make it unique. Asymmetrical federalism. All states in India do not have identical powers. For instance, some states have special provisions like Jammu and Kashmir had until recently, or state in the northeast like Nagaland with Mizoram under Article 371. इसका मतलब था कि सभी राज्यों को एक जैसी पावर्स नहीं मिली थी. Linguistic reorganization. States were formed on the basis of language. After independence, the boundaries of states largely followed British administrative divisions. However, there was strong demand for states based on linguistic identities. Key developments includes the first linguistic state, Andhra Pradesh, was created in 1953. Later, the States Reorganization Act of 1956 was passed, which led to the creation of 14 states and 6 union territories based on linguistic lines. Its significance includes this step made Indian federalism more democratic and allowed diverse linguistic communities to have their own administrative units, which helped in maintaining unity. Now, 3-tier systems. India has moved from 2-tier to three-tier system of government: union, state, and local governments. This was a massive step towards decentralization. Next, cooperative federalism. The center and states are expected to work together, cooperating to achieve national goals. For example, Niti Aayog, earlier Planning Commission, promotes cooperation between the center and states for development. Emergency provisions includes during emergencies like a national emergency or state emergency, the Indian federal system can become unitary. इसका मतलब है कि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट बहुत ज़्यादा पावरफुल हो जाती है और स्टेट्स की ऑटोनॉमी कम हो जाती है. दिस इज टू एंश्योर नेशनल यूनिटी एंड इंटीग्रिटी इन टाइम्स ऑफ क्राइसिस. इंडिया की लैंग्वेज पॉलिसी भी फेडरलिज्म का एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है. Constitutional provisions includes official language, which is Rajbhasha. Hindi in Devanagari script is the official language. English has continued as an associate official language for official purposes. And 22 languages. The Indian Constitution recognizes 22 languages in its 8th schedule. इसका मतलब है कि सभी लैंग्वेजेस को ऑफिशियल रिकॉग्निशन मिली हुई है. 3 language formula. त्रिभाषा सूत्र to promote multilingualism and national integration, India adopted this formula. First language, mother tongue or regional language, for example, Marathi in Maharashtra, Bengali in West Bengal. Second language, Hindi or English for non-Hindi speaking areas, usually Hindi. For Hindi speaking areas, usually English. Third language, English or a modern Indian language. For non-Hindi speaking areas, usually English. For Hindi speaking areas, a modern Indian language from another part of India. This formula ensures that no single language is imposed, thus respecting linguistic diversity while promoting communication. Now let's examine center state relations. ये relationship काफ़ी dynamic है जिसमें cooperation और tension दोनों होते हैं. Areas of cooperation, Planning Commission, now Niti Aayog. Both the center and states collaborate on planning for economic and social development. Finance Commission, this body is responsible for the distribution of tax revenues between the union and state governments, ensuring fair financial allocation. Interstate Council, established under Article 263, this body promotes coordination and resolves disputes between states and between the center and states. Areas of tension, distribution of financial resources. States often feel they don't get enough funds from the center. Use of Article 356, President's Rule. Misuse of this article, where the central government imposes President's Rule in a state, has been a major point of contention, often seen as undermining state autonomy. Deployment of central forces. Disputes arises when central armed forces are deployed in states without their consent. Disputes over river waters. States often fight over the sharing of river waters, like the Kaveri water dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Role of governor. The governor appointed by the center sometimes acts in a way that is perceived as politically biased, leading to friction with the elected state government. One of the most significant developments in Indian federalism is decentralization. The 73rd and 74th constitutional amendments of 1992 were revolutionary. The 73rd amendment gave constitutional status to Panchayati Raj institutions, which is also known as rural local bodies, Gram Panchayat, Block Samiti and Jilla Parishad. The 74th amendment gave constitutional status to urban local bodies, Nagar Palikas, municipal corporations, etc. Result as these amendments established a true three-tier system of governance in India, union, state and local governments. इससे पावर और नीचे तक लोगों तक पहुंचेगी और लोकल सेल्फ गवर्नेंस को बढ़ावा मिलेगा. Challenges to Indian federalism. Despite its strengths, Indian federalism faces some challenges also. Fiscal imbalance. There's often a mismatch between the revenue generating capacity of states and their expenditure responsibilities. regional disparities, unequal development across different states and regions. Some regions are much more developed than others, leading to resentments. Interstate disputes, conflicts over river waters, boundaries issues, and sharing of resources continue to pose challenges. Coalition politics. While healthy for democracy, coalition governments at the center often depend on regional parties, which can sometimes lead to instability or demands that put pressure on the federal structure. Separatist movements. In some parts of the country, there are demands for separate states or great autonomy, which test the strength of the federal system. Key points to remember. Alright, social scholars, let's quickly recap the essential points for your exam. Definition of federalism: power divided between the center and state governments. Indian model, it's a holding together federation with a strong center. ये याद रखना. 3 list: union, state and concurrent. These are crucial for understanding power division. Linguistic states, reorganization in 1956 based on languages. इसने इंडिया की यूनिटी को स्ट्रॉन्ग किया है. Then comes 3 tier system: union, state, local government. ये डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन का सबसे बड़ा एग्जाम्पल है. Evolution: Indian federalism has evolved from a more centralized model towards cooperative federalism. And finally, some success tips for your exam. Learn definitions by heart: federalism, unitary, etc. Remember constitutional articles, especially those related to power division and local self-governance. Practice comparison tables like unitary versus federal. Know examples of different types of federations: USA, India, Switzerland, etc. Understand the dynamics of center-state relations, both cooperation and tension. So that's all for today's comprehensive session on federalism. My dear social scholars, I hope this detailed explanation with both Hindi and English insights help you understand this crucial concept better. अगर आपके मन में कोई भी question है तो you can comment down in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. So thank you.